Hello, Zach Yelton, Director of Premium Services at Coastal Shores Landscape. Welcome to September 2021. As we get out of summer and into the fall, many of us are resuming schedules that come with that. If you've got kids or maybe grandkids even, you're seeing them get back into the routines of school, at least for the time being. And also other things and events and functions that happen toward the fall. So looking forward to some cooler weather. We've been very, very hot, very humid this summer, and have had a lot of rain. We are in the midst of that right now, and we're not out of the woods yet. We will undoubtedly see several more tropical systems, if not hurricanes, come through our area. So we are preparing for the worst there, hoping for the best. But if your lawn and landscape is anything like the ones that are around us, we've had a lot of rain. They are saturated right now. That has made life very difficult for our maintenance teams, as you can imagine. Mowing lawns on a weekly basis is a chore because the grass grows thick this time of year. It's responded well to our fertilizer, and it is, but the ground is saturated. So our teams are being extra careful and sometimes even working a little harder to make sure grass is not clumping up and make sure the grass is cut well on your property. So we really appreciate your patience. If you are a maintenance customer, we really appreciate your patience as we navigate through all this wet weather. The other area that this is affecting us is with weed control. Weed control, particularly in the landscape beds, they grow rampant this time of year. And with the warm weather, the humidity, and all the rain, there's just been a surge of weed growth over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Our teams have had a difficult time controlling that with herbicides because, as you can imagine, herbicides need to be sprayed and need to dry and absorb into the leaf in order to be effective, and that is a challenge when the rain is here. So we're working on other mechanical ways to control these weeds, either hand pulling or knocking them down with our lawn trimmers, and then working in subsequent weeks to get the weeds sprayed. So again, we appreciate your patience. The aesthetics of the property is at the forefront of our mind, and we are working with our teams and training them on alternative ways should they not be able to spray due to a rain event on that particular day. So two important things as we move into September. You'll see in the links below, we're going to be pushing for fall pre-emergent. And if you've been with us for a while, you know pre-emergents are things that we push for during certain times of year. So we're this time of year in the fall, late summer, early fall, we're looking to prevent weeds. Pre-emergents help prevent weeds from germinating. And we're looking to prevent things like Poa Anna and chickweed and clover, things that will germinate later in the season and as we start to cool off into the fall. So we want to be targeting to get those herbicides down in around the first 2 weeks of October at the latest. And so you'll see links below if you want to sign up for that. That is an extra service that we offer. If you need to inquire about cost to treat your particular property, please let us know. But we're happy to get you signed up and get that on schedule here for the first week of October. The other thing that is important to know, this time of year, lawn caterpillars start to become very active in the late part of the summer, early fall. You've heard us before talk about armyworms, sod webworms, and things of that nature. So these are caterpillars that crawl through your lawn and feed on the blade of the grass itself. The tricky thing about this is identification. So you can play an important role if you are present and at your home, at your property. You can play an important role in monitoring for this just as much as we do. We are seeing your property once, maybe twice a week if we're by there, and we're paying attention to those things. We're looking for the signs, and we will report that to you if we see it. But if you see any suspect activity in your lawn, please don't hesitate to reach out. Send us a snapshot, email, text, whatever may work best for you, and ask the question. It can't hurt to ask. The signs you want to look for lawn caterpillar damage are pretty simple. You want to look for areas in the lawn that look dry when everything else around it is green and growing. Pressure from caterpillars can often be confused with drought stress, and that is obviously not a problem right now with as much rain as we've had. So if you see any areas of your lawn that are starting to turn a little brown, maybe a little tannish in color, that's a pretty good sign that you've got lawn caterpillars. The caterpillars will chew on the blades of the grass and shorten the length of the grass in that particular area, and they'll work in one area and kind of march out across the lawn, and take it over if it hasn't been treated or looked at in several days. Over a week's time, they can eat an entire lawn. So we want to jump on these and get insecticide treatments out. So helping us identify those is a good way to start and stay ahead of that. All right, caterpillars like to feed at nighttime, so it's rare that you'll ever go out in the sunny part of the day and look down and just see a caterpillar eating on the grass blade. They will feed in the early morning, late evening times, and oftentimes you got to get down pretty close to the lawn if you are someone that enjoys looking for those things, like myself. You can go out and find that in a lawn that's being affected by it. The other way that is a sure sign, or sometimes can be a sure sign, is birds. Okay, birds love to eat on these things. They can see them from far up in the trees. They'll swoop down, sometimes just kind of march across your lawn, and they'll bring all their friends. So if you see a pack of birds in your lawn pecking at the ground, it's a pretty good chance there's a sign of caterpillars there. So anyway, those are things to look for, and help us help you. We're looking for those things. Our guys are trained to see this stuff when they're there, but we want to stay on top of this as much as we can. Your lawn is not guaranteed to get these, and many lawns throughout your neighborhood may never be affected by them. But these caterpillars the moths will fly in, lay eggs, and the caterpillars hatch out on any given moment. So we just know this is the time of year we get a lot of pressure. So that's something to look out for. If you got any questions, please reach out to us. We really appreciate your attention and appreciate you watching this video. Thanks so much.